Hey guys, Mark here. As always, thank you guys for watching, commenting, and subscribing to the Joe Blue Sports Report. Without you guys, man, this doesn't work. And I'm actually glad that today it snowed and I could actually stay home and work in the shop because I've been so busy with the season and everything else. I forgot how much fun it is in here building stuff. And I've got a built-in dresser to put in down there at my cousin's house. Seems like on a daily basis they come up with some more stuff that they want to get done. I think what it is I think he just enjoys our company and stuff and doesn't want us to ever leave. So I'm making the drawer fronts here to get. Okay, yeah, we'll pop this over here. So what it is this is a cabinet that's going to go into the closet. That's basically a built-in dresser and then an upper shelving unit and things. And so, whoa, don't want to get knocked in the face. So I've got to glue up some pieces here to make up the drawer fronts. So I forgot that the Dallas Cowboys, America's team, that there's always stuff going on. And I forgot about how much we did in the off season. And, you know, of course, most of the time I was in here in the shop when news broke. So we still have football to talk about. And we already know that Jason Garrett said that Scott Linehan's coming back, that there aren't going to be major changes to the coaching staff and so on, that we're good. But then I started thinking about this. Remember how it was about Dez Bryant? Where Jerry said, you know, Dez Bryant, he's part of the family there and everything else. We love his passion and stuff. And what I remember saying is pay attention to Stephen Jones. Understand that Jerry Jones is always over here. Jerry Jones is always the lightning rod that everybody follows, the dog whistle. But Stephen Jones is over here handling business. So follow his body language. Because when he was asked questions about Dez Bryant, you can see him just kind of get cold, this blank stare, and not talk about him. So until I hear from Stephen Jones saying that, oh yeah, Scott Linehan's coming back, I don't believe it. But then I also started thinking about the Cowboys, which they run the organization like a family. Even when you don't do well and stuff, they still kind of keep you like family. You know, Dez Bryant's situation got ugly, but you see Dez Bryant is still hanging out with Jerry. He's still part of the family. And even though Scott Linehan has failed, he's still part of the family. I don't know if it's like the mafia and stuff, but they're trying to run a business here. So I started thinking, you know, we're taking care of the Pro Bowl. We're coaching that thing this year. Yeah, Pro Bowl. Maybe we can get the Pro Bowl championship. Wouldn't that be great to put in the trophy case? And figure it's in Florida, it's in Orlando. Why fire the man before that? Give the man, a week's vacation. Let him look at some of the Pro Bowl players out there and stuff. So if he gets fired, that maybe he can make some connections. And avoid the circus atmosphere that'll be there during practice this week. And then make that move afterwards. That way you avoid the media circus and everything else about it and stuff. And, promote a strong front as you go into the Pro Bowl. Because then you got to worry about, damn, Jason Garrett's like, if I fire him, that means I got to actually coach this thing. So pay attention to Stephen Jones, what he says. Now, Stephen Jones said that don't expect the Dallas Cowboys to be big players in free agency. And they haven't been since Greg Hardy and Morris Claiborne. I'm sorry, not Morris Claiborne. God. Brandon Carr. They went out, both left at the same time, both cornerbacks, so forgive me. Both underwhelming for the Cowboys. But he says don't expect them to be major players. You know, we like the players we got contracts we got to deal with and things like that, so it's going to be a busy offseason. And actually, here's the thing as fans. When a player gets released or a player is a free agent, you don't look at what he is right now. You look at the body of work or what he was in the past. And understand, here's the reality. NFL players usually are out of the league on average 3.5 years. So by the time they become a free agent, you're looking at the tail end of the careers. That's not to say they're not productive. I mean, you look at Reggie White when he went to Green Bay. That was the gold standard. He ended up being the power shift for the Packers to get that Super Bowl. But a lot of times they end up being more like the Albert Hainsworth, a guy you pay a boatload of money who may have been in a system that worked or around certain players that made him better, but when they are paid to be the guy, they fail. And more times than not, it's like a 2-year window where you're basically renting a guy for 2 years, and if you don't win within 2 years, well, you let him go. Think about the Giants in 2016, where they paid, $250 million for the defensive line. That defense was great that year. But then the next year, not so much, and by the third year, they were blowing it up. So it's not the way you build a team through big free agents. Hell, look at the Washington Redskins. The Redskins forever have been trying to go out and buy players. And basically, you can look at almost every one of them, from Deion Sanders, who was past his prime time, to Bruce Smith, who was just there to go ahead and get the sack record, to Jason Taylor, who said, Dan Snyder, thanks for paying me. I stole money from your ass. It doesn't work. So you understand what he's saying on there. That's not to say you can't find a few good ones that help out a system. And then, of course, there was the one I said that the Dallas Cowboys positively needed to get. And that was Calais Campbell. Oh, I kept saying Calais Campbell would have been the perfect player for the Dallas Cowboys. And people laughed at me. They said, oh, Calais Campbell, he's too old. He's past his prime. He only gets 6 or 7 sacks a year and maybe 40 or 50 tackles. Yeah. But I tell you what, if he had been in the middle of that field for us against the Rams, they wouldn't have got 200-some yards rushing. I can guarantee that. So, the only statement is pay attention to Stephen Jones. And don't be so sure that Scott Linehan is coming back. It would not surprise me, because we've seen too many times where we all thought, even late, like Dez Bryant, that they were coming back. Even had Ian Rappaport say they're coming back. We have clarifications on Dez Bryant. He will be taking a pay cut and returning to the Dallas Cowboys the night before he was cut. So don't be fooled. Watch Stephen Jones. I'm Mark Holmes. I'll see you soon.